going to record this. You guys on Zoom are not seen. It's only me that's seen on the recording. And then I have a YouTube channel. There's like 4 things on it. It's nothing that I've really paid attention to. But if you go on YouTube and look for my name, you'll find my channel. And then there's a few classes like this on there. So if you ever want to do some Qigong, we have that. So we are going to begin. So a lot of times we start with movement and then we end with meditation. And this time we're going to do it differently and start with a little meditation. And then for those of you that have come to other classes, sometimes we've done tapping, which is kind of like, I call it giving yourself an acupuncture treatment. And so we're going to do that first. Almost everybody I know has much higher stress levels than is normal, in part just because of world conditions, in part for those of us that live here because of the recent circumstances. And then just the holidays are coming up, and a lot of people I know have medical stuff going on or things like that. So we are going to start by doing some relaxation. And so first thing I want you to do is just move a little bit. The weather here is cold and damp, and it kind of gets into our body and tightens things up. So if you have shoulder pain that's usually low level, and then you woke up this morning and it's like, ow, why is that so cranky? It's like it could be because of the weather. So warming things up and moving brings in that circulation. So it's just really helpful to do that. So now that we've just done the initial, let's just begin by sitting comfortably, taking a deep breath, letting it out slowly, and just feel yourself arriving and feeling your feet on the ground. You might want to soften your eyes or close your eyes. And just starting with your feet, gently tense the muscles in your feet by curling up your toes. Hold it for a few seconds and then slowly release, feeling the muscles relax. And then do that again. Curling just enough to feel a little bit of tension. And then relax with that exhale. If you are prone to muscle cramps, take this really easy. We're going to go through the body, starting at the feet, moving up, tensing muscles and relaxing. A lot of times we don't realize how much tension we're holding. So this is a way of training your body. It's okay to relax. So one more time with the feet. Inhale, curl up those toes, tighten the ankles if you want, and release. Moving up to your calves, tighten gently, hold, and let go. And again, inhaling, tightening those calves gently. If you need to move your feet a little to do that, that's okay. And relax, let go. Every time we exhale, softening, releasing any stress. Next, tense your thighs. Again, just enough to feel the contraction. Hold it. And release. Being mindful not to overdo it. Tensing can lead to cramps. So one more time, inhaling, tightening, and relaxing. Okay, we're going to move our focus to our hands. Inhaling, squeeze lightly into fists. Hold it, tension, and relax on the exhale. Now doing the fists and including the arms in it. Inhaling, fists, forearms, biceps, triceps. Relax. This should be feeling good, so only tense to the degree that it helps you relax. One more time. Inhaling, fists, forearms, upper arms. And relax. And now moving up to the shoulders, inhaling your shoulders up to your ears, tightening your chest. Squeeze. Let them drop. And again. And finally, we'll do our face. Inhale, scrunch your forehead, tighten your jaw. Squeeze and relax. And now just take a moment to notice, how does your body feel? Hopefully a little lighter, more at ease. Take one more deep breath. And allow yourself to relax completely. So that little sequence that we just did is called Progressive Muscle Relaxation, where you really methodically go through. You can do it starting at the bottom, moving up. You can do it starting at the top and moving down. It's a really good thing to do before bed, because a lot of times we get into bed and we're still, holding the tension of the day. So just taking that little reset. You can do it. You could listen to this video again, or you could find something online, Progressive Muscle Relaxation. Or now that you understand the concept, it's something you could just do for yourself. Do it in a minute. Tense, relax. It feels really, really good. So the next thing we're gonna do to kind of continue our stress reduction process is something called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. It's also called tapping, based on Chinese medicine, activating certain acupressure points where there's a lot of nerve endings and bundles. For most people, after you kind of run through this protocol, then you might, again, just be able to do it yourself. But there's tons of tapping techniques online where you could look. It's really good for just general stress relief. It's really good for pain relief. If you have like migraine headaches, go on YouTube, tapping or EFT for migraines, or if you have back pain or anxiety or something, and it's just a really wonderful way to support yourself. And so we're gonna go through it. I'm gonna show you the basic points right now, and then we'll run through. So the first one, make your hand into a little fist, either side, and then look at the pinky side, and there's like a little bit that poofs out there underneath the pinky. And so once you kind of find that point, you can relax it and just tap on it lightly. So the tapping, you can tap hard if you want. You can just really tap lightly if you want. You can use one finger, you can use 3 fingers for that point if you want. You can do both of them together. It's kind of up to you. How you do it. As with Qigong and tapping, there's no way to do it wrong. So just do it in a way that feels good to you. I call that the karate chop point. If you're wearing glasses, there's 3 points around the eyes, so either take them off or just kind of slide them down so you can access. The first point is on the inner eyebrow. And you don't have to be exact. Again, you can use 1 finger, you can use 3 fingers to activate it. You can do one side, you can do both sides. Again, it's just kind of what feels good to you. Next one is on the outer eyebrow, kind of on the temple zone there. If you just follow your eyebrow along and then kind of fall into that space. And then the next eye point is under the eyeball on the bone. So you're not tapping on the eye socket, you're tapping on the bone. And then there's a point under the nose and the little indentation there. And then under the chin, just directly under that lip. And then there's, let's see, this is not a great, take my scarf off. You have your sternum, your chest bone, and then follow right to the outside of that. Feel your fingers kind of fall off the chest bone, and then it's on the side there. And then the last one, lift your wing and tap under, and then other side we do. And so those are the basic points. So then now I'm going to lead you through a series of statements. And if the words, just let my words become your words. And if they don't totally resonate, just change them in your mind to something that does feel true to you. And in this system, for emotional freedom technique, we start out kind of highlighting the challenging things and kind of do a little housekeeping, and then we move on to kind of neutral statements, more positive statements. So give it a try. So we're going to start out tapping, activating that karate chop point. So you can do one, you can do both, whatever feels good to you. Long, slow, deep inhale. Full exhale, and just let my words become your words. Oh, I'm feeling some stress right now. Becoming aware of my stress. I deeply and completely accept myself. And then we move up to the eyebrow, the inner eyebrow, and again, do one side, do both sides. Inhaling, exhaling. I feel the stress in my body. Moving to the side of the eye. Sometimes it's hard to relax. Coming under the eye. I feel tension in my mind with very powerful negative thoughts. Under the nose. I find it difficult to let go and relax. On the chin, inhaling, exhaling. Some days I feel overwhelmed. And then on the collarbone, some days it's hard to find the calm. And then under the arm, I'm holding on to the stress. Other side. Oh, I forgot one point, top of the head. One hand, both hands, whatever feels good. Long, slow, deep breath. Sometimes it's hard to relax. And just bring your hands down a moment and just tune into your breathing. And just notice what you feel, if any of the points are activated or tingly. And we'll move into a second round. And so we only do the pinky at the beginning. Now we start at the eyebrow. Inhaling. Exhaling. I'm ready to release the stress. Side of the eye. It's safe for me to relax. Under the nose, under the eye. It's safe for me to calm down. Under the nose. I can feel my body softening. under the chin. I'm willing to release some tension. Collarbone. This tension doesn't serve me or others. Under the arm, I'm ready to feel more at ease. Under the other arm, ready to feel more at ease. And then top of the head, I can feel my body relaxing. And we'll do one more round. Eyebrow. I feel peaceful. Side of the eye. I'm relaxing more deeply. Under the eye, feeling calm and centered. Under the nose, feeling lighter and more relaxed. Under the chin, letting go of stress. Collarbone, breathing in the calm and peace. Under the arm, deep relaxation. Deep relaxation. Top of the head, feeling calm and centered and grounded. And bringing your hands down and just tuning your attention inward to your breath. And just noticing what you notice. And coming back into the space, getting ready to do some Qigong. How was that? Yes, question.
I couldn't see where you're tapping when you said under the chin.
Okay, question for people on Zoom. Somebody asked about the chin point. It's under the lip and halfway between your lip and the point of your chin. There's kind of a natural indentation. Yeah, right there. Good question. Any other questions or comments? Everybody looks so calm. That's great. All right, so let us do some Qigong. So why don't we've been sitting now for 20 minutes or so. So for those of you that would like to stand, you're welcome to stand. And if you prefer to remain seated, you're welcome to remain seated. So we are going to start by warming up our spine in the 3 directions. So first one we're going to do is doing a twist. And what I want you to do, we're going to just start by moving your shoulders back and forth and just let your arms be like spaghetti noodles, just kind of like flopping. Everybody looks great with their floppy arms. So now that you have that basic move, now you can start bringing your hands up and doing what we call knocking on the door of life. And so there's really the motion, really, if you watch me, the motion really just starts from flopping my arms. It starts from my center, and then it's only at the last minute that I come with the fists. And so in the front, we're activating our digestion points, and then in the back, I'm going across my low back, and that's activating in acupuncture what are considered energy points, longevity points. And then as a benefit, you're also twisting your spine, which is very, very healthy. And we'll come up And now activate our lungs, which helps with breathing, helps with immunity. Back and forth, still with your spaghetti noodle arms. And then the last one, we're gonna tap on top of the shoulder. That is your trapezius muscle. It's sore on almost everybody I know. And so this is good, just bringing your awareness there. And then coming back down to the chest. And coming back to the middle. And then slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. All right, so we've twisted ourselves. So now we're gonna do forward, and back. And so what we're going to do is lean forward and keep your chin up. And then when you get about here, if I wanted to, I could go all the way down, but this is not a hamstring stretch. So that's why we only go about here. And then tuck the chin, round the shoulders, and then like a fern unfurls. You come up slowly. And so exhaling down, and then tucking the chin, rounding the back, and then slowly rolling up. And when I get here, I can do the opposite, opening the front. Exhaling down, rounding, inhaling up. And let's make the heart healing sound, which is the one. And one more time. And coming up. Okay, next one we're gonna do is more of a side to side stretch. And so you're gonna mirror me, so take your left hand, and it's as if you're standing between two panes of glass, and then very carefully, especially the first few movements, just watch me before you do anything. I'm gonna like bend and try to pick something up, but because this is your low back that we're moving, we want to start really small. I was talking about this in the stretch class the other day. It's very common in my acupuncture practice where I see somebody and they're like, all I did was reach down and bend and my whole back went like this. And it's because we need to kind of like warm up our system and go like, okay, body, I'm gonna pick this up. You doing okay? You doing okay? So slow movements with breath can be very helpful. So just exhale down and then inhale up, exhale down. Let your head flop over if that's comfortable. Exhale down, inhale up. And as you start to get comfortable with this movement, maybe you can go a little bit farther. Might experiment with changing the position of your feet and see if that lets you go a little bit farther. And so we're really kind of like massaging our low back with these. So we just want to go slow. All right, and now we're gonna do the in between the shoulder blades. And so hands go up if that's comfortable, and reach up and reach up. And as I'm reaching up with my left hand, I'm pushing down with my left foot and vice versa. Up with the right, down with the right foot, and just back and forth. And if you want to work on your balance and you have a little something in front of you, you can go up on your tiptoes and pretend there's something on the top shelf that you really want that's just out of reach. And One more to each side and coming down. So that was really invigorated the whole spine. We have 7, most of us, some people have different, but most of us have 7 vertebrae in our neck, and then we have 12 from our top of our spine to the bottom of the rib cage, and then we have 5 in the low back. And so these exercises are designed to really move those. We don't move our vertebrae. Here's a little factoid I'm remembering, that giraffe with the long neck, they have 7 vertebrae too. I thought that was so fascinating. Their vertebrae are like this big probably, right? And so I don't know why that just popped into my mind. So we're gonna do a same sequence just really for our neck and maybe shoulders. So if anybody's legs or backs or knees wants a break now, you're welcome to sit down. This is very isolated. I've been sitting a lot today, so I'm gonna keep standing. And so let us just start with our neck. So shoulders are not gonna move, and I'm gonna slowly turn and look and just reach the end of where you can go and don't push it, and then come back and then go to the other side. And we'll just see if we can warm it up a little bit. So necks are very delicate. We don't want to force anything, but just moving this motion starts to warm things up. So inhale to the center, and then exhale, and inhale to the center, and exhale. And on this next one, inhale to the center, exhale, and now with your eyes, look behind you. And a lot of times you'll get a little extra motion. And back, and one more to the other side, and back, and come to the center. So for a minute, I just want you to bring your hands up and just massage your neck. Where did you feel the tension? Go to right on the base of your skull. There's a lot of muscles that attach there, and so we massage those. And then go down the neck. And then let's do our shoulders. Take one hand and go on top of your shoulder. That's that trapezius muscle I was talking about. Bring in some circulation. And other side. It's great to go get a massage, but most of us only do that very occasionally. So these little things we do for ourselves every day really help. So after we did that, let's try it one more time. Inhale to the center, exhale, and turn and look with your eyes. And inhale back to the center. And exhale to the other side, and look, and come back. It was interesting. I don't know how it was for other people. For me, I don't think I went a lot farther, but I didn't feel the resistance. It just felt like, same for you. Yeah, it was just, yeah, the massage was like, oh, okay, I can turn and look. So let's do one other neck stretch. So again, just looking forward, shoulders are gonna stay squared off. You're gonna mirror me. So take your right ear to your right shoulder. So I'm not doing this, I'm just doing that. It's pretty limited movement. I feel a big stretch here. And then back to the center and the other side. I can go a little farther on this side. And back to the center. And let's go over to the other side. And now, keeping your head tilted, look down towards, like you just rotate your head and look down. and feel where you feel that stretch. And then keeping your head tilted, rotate up and look at the ceiling. And then just go back and forth like that. And this really gets in deep into your neck. Make sure your jaw is relaxed. And come up, and then other side. Just hold it for a minute, and then look down, and look up, and down, and up. One more time. Up, and relax. Doesn't it feel good? I'm getting really warm. Me too. Yeah, it's hot in here. Okay, we'll do a little time check. All right, so we're gonna move. We'll just do a few more joint openings, and then we will move into some flows. So let's start with our fingers, just activating. You can do one at a time. That's kind of fun, good for your brain, like flashing lights. And then we'll go into wrist circles. Just pick one direction and do 7, 8, or 9. And then we go in the other direction. And then elbows come out and around, and out and around. And other direction. And if you're sitting in a chair, you might want to scoot forward a little bit. And if you're standing, have a wider stance so you're really stable. And then we're going to do big arm circles. And again, if this hurts your shoulders, just do a smaller movement or just do one side. We are banishing the cold and the damp and warming up from the inside out. A few more times. And reverse, out and around. And if you want to get really fancy, cross one arm in front, and then the next time around, cross the other arm in front. And things like that are really good for your brain to mix up a little bit. One more time. All right, shake those arms out. Now we're going to work on just our low back and hips. Again, good wide stance so we're stable. And then leaning forward, going to one side, back, and around. And it's just making, if I had a big pen on my head, I'd be making a big circle. This gets into the hips and low back. And other direction. One more time. Okay, so for those of us that are standing, we're gonna do our knees in a circle. If you're sitting, you can flex your knee and extend your knee and flex your knee. If you are standing, clap your hands and generate some warmth, and then put them on the kneecaps, and then very gently circle your knees. And go about 9 times in one direction, and then 9 times in the other direction. And you can feel this as getting into your ankles and feet, and coming back up. So that's an excellent, that little sequence is another good one to do if you're warming up in the morning, waiting for your coffee to boil or something. You know, just start with your hands, move. You can just make up movements, but try to move everything in your body, get yourself ready for your day. All right, so we will move now more into the flowing movements, and traditionally those are done, the breathing pattern is in through the nose and out through the nose, and we do the movements slow. It's really a good practice. We walk around with tension or we walk fast, you're training yourself when you come to Qigong to move slowly, to move with relaxation. It's really good for your nervous system. So if you are seated, have a wide stance with your feet. If you're standing, have a wide stance with your feet. Hands are facing down, and we're going to inhale up, exhale down. In through the nose, out through the nose. And really tune into your feet. Make sure you feel your heels making contact with the ground. And this is just called opening the flow. So on the next one, we're going to inhale up and back and push forward. And then inhale and push to the sides and back to the center and down. This is called opening the flow in the 6 directions. Exhaling, inhaling, and down. Let's slow it down a little bit. Just feeling your wrists relaxed. Oh, sorry. I get so relaxed, I forget. One more time. All right. We'll move into a flow called the fountain. And this is based on Chinese meridians or channels. You might think of them as rivers of energy. So this channel starts at the bottom of your feet and then comes up the inside of your leg and then comes either side of your belly button straight up, and then the last point is that point that we were tapping when we were doing the tapping technique. And so the movement is my hips glide back, my knees are soft, back of the hands comes together, and then I basically trace that channel. And when I reach that last point on the channel, exhaling out and around. So hips glide back and then inhaling up, exhaling out. And just imagine you're drawing that watery energy up from the earth. That's like when you inhale, your legs are like straws, soaking up that nourishing, rejuvenating, deep hydration. And then anything that's not absorbed, released freely to go back into the earth. And you can see why this is called the fountain. Very graceful, flowing movements. Wrists are relaxed. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Let's do 3 more times, really slow. Wonderful. Let me do a little time check here. We're doing great. Next one is for our wood element. And so it's similar to the last one we did, the fountain, but we are drawing a different channel, which starts on our big toe on either side. And then we inhale, we follow that channel, it comes up the leg. It's more related to the side of the body, so it comes through the rib cage, comes up through our throat, through our eyes, to our brain, and then when we get here, we turn back to the center, and then our branches go far and wide. So for this one, we turn from our hips and our waist, and we inhale up the side of the body, through the eyes and brain, and then out and wide. And if that's hard for your arms, just stop where it's comfortable for your arms or your shoulders. And so for this one, our hips are not going back. We're really just turning from our hips and waist and mostly staying upright. And then when we get here, we turn back to the center and exhale. And wrists are relaxed. Just feel your hands floating through the air. As you're inhaling up, feel your roots going down. And there's a slight pause with our breathing as we turn, and then inhaling through the nose. Slight pause as we turn back to the center. And one more to each side. And we're going to do a 1-minute tree meditation. If you want to have a seat, you're welcome to. If you want to do this standing, you're welcome to. You want whether you're seated or standing, have your spine upright and feel the top of your head going up to the ceiling. And feel your roots, like you have roots in the bottom of your feet going down and wide. One of my spiritual teachers was sharing about palm trees, and their root system isn't that deep, but it goes really wide, and they connect with other trees, and they're able to withstand hurricanes. They remain standing. So let's just be quiet a moment, really connecting with your roots, connecting with your spine, going upright, and just feel that strength in your own system. Feel the strength of our class connecting with each other. And I'll be quiet for a few breaths. If your mind drifts, come back to your breath. And coming back into the room, bringing your attention back, moving your body a little bit, and we'll move on to our fire element, which is housed in our chest and our heart. This is one of my favorite ones to do. Let's start by just massaging that breastbone. This is bringing some circulation. In Western medicine, our physical heart is slightly off to the center. In this wisdom and Taoism is really this whole area. And so we can just tap our chest, bring our attention to that, warm it up physically. And as we tap, do a deep inhale, and then exhale with a and again, and one more time. And now that we've kind of generated that heat, we are going to inhale up to that center, and then when we reach here, our hands turn out, and we pause our breath, and then we exhale. So hands come down, they're relaxed, inhaling, pausing, exhaling. And so just imagine as you inhale, the embers of a fire glowing, you're pausing, and then radiating warmth and compassion, all the positive qualities of the heart. And just really getting into the flow. And the first thing is, as with most spiritual practices, we tend to our own fire. And so really tuning into that inner vitality, feeling the breath and the movement, sparking your own inner fire. And then depending on how you're feeling today, if you're feeling full and vital, maybe you have a little extra to send out to someone, place in the world, or maybe you're sending it to yourself and just really making sure your own fire is well tended. Let's do 3 more. And one more time. And hand over hand on your heart, just feeling the warmth, goodness, inner vitality, enthusiasm. And last one we will do is for our earth center, which is our digestion, which is the ability to digest your food, but it's really your ability to digest life. I was absolutely flat yesterday and just felt like I had this huge pile of emotions to digest. And just through practice like this, just bit by bit, the more that we move, the more that we, whatever helps you do that. Whether it's exercise or meditation or watching a funny movie or sleeping, or it's like these are the times to do that. And this is, especially as we go down into winter, it's not so much about the external world, it's more about tuning in. So for this one, easy to do seated or standing. Hands are at the level of the belly button, facing down towards the earth, and we'll exhale out, releasing any stress, and then we inhale, gathering, depositing back to our middle. Exhaling, releasing, inhaling, filling our earth. And exhaling through the nose, inhaling through the nose. Wrists and hands are relaxed. Slow movements often slow our mind down. If you're standing, your knees are relaxed. And 3 more times. And hand over hand, doesn't matter which one, and then make a movement, a circle to stir this in. So we're gonna go first from the belly button, we're gonna go down, and then over to your right, up the right, cross over to the left and down. And so that's our circle. We can start really big, and then start making it smaller and smaller and smaller. And we'll end with a few minutes of quiet to just savor this energy, and invite you to soften your eyes, feel your feet on the ground, turn your attention inward. Long, slow, deep inhale, and full exhale. And I'll be quiet now for 2 minutes. If your mind wanders, just come back to the breath. And let your breath start to get a little deeper. Start to bring your attention back, wiggling your toes, butterflying your knees a bit, maybe moving your shoulders or jaw. And we'll end class as we always do, dedicating the merit of our practice. May the merit of this practice benefit all beings and bring peace. Beautiful to practice together, everybody. Thank you for showing up. Really makes a difference.